Hey guys, I'm back. I know it's been a long time. Sorry. I'm kind of a creature of habit. So I was. It was exactly 1 year ago today, April 1st, that we put out our first episode, and I was determined to do like 4 episodes a week, and I was just in that rhythm. And then as soon as I get off that rhythm, things just kind of go things just kind of get pushed back, and I procrastinate, and I just have to reaffirm and just get right back into it. So some of the things that happened, I ended up opening up a new store. You guys knew about that, and then Jessica and I went on our honeymoon. And between those couple events back in October and September, it just really threw me off, and it was just tough for me to kind of get back into the whole editing game because I gotta go into it and being like, I gotta get this edited. So we already have episodes 4 through 8 recorded of Westworld. We're gonna try and watch the episodes 9 and 10 before the new season comes out, and then actually get some reactions with Ben on season 2. At least that's what I'm going to try and do. I don't know if Jonathan's already gone ahead and watched episode 9 and 10, although I do know that for sure Jessica and I have not seen episodes 9 and 10 yet in the first season. So I should definitely have I should probably have episode 4 coming out later this week. I've got a couple days, I think I've got Thursday and Friday off, so I should be able to edit a lot on those days. So I should hopefully be able to get a couple of episodes out, episodes 4 and episode 5 out this week. And then I just have to figure out recording schedules with Ben and Jonathan to get those last couple episodes recorded, while I'm also editing and posting the other ones that we have on backlog. So at this point, anybody that is done with the channel update can just stop the video, but I also wanted to talk about Jessica and my honeymoon because I know that we've got kind of an international audience, and we had a really awesome time in Europe. So also just finished editing most of this video, and I realized that I recorded both the sound from the camera and from the microphone again, so sorry about the sound on that. And also, I also forgot to mention that you should definitely check out Crazy Board. If you're interested in board games and playthroughs, it's a YouTube channel that is just started out. We just posted the first episode about a week ago. I'm not running anything on it. You'll just see me on a couple of episodes. The first episode is The Resistance. The second episode, which I am in, is Ticket to Ride Europe. And I will also be hosting the third episode, I believe. So if you're at all interested in board games, they've got, first off, their sound quality is going to be amazing. Their videos are amazing. They've got some good animation stuff going. So definitely check them out. Give them a like and subscribe to them because they put a lot of work into this, and I just hope nothing but the best for Lisa and the crew of Crazy Board. So it was quite a honeymoon.
Yeah, it was so much fun.
I really, really enjoyed Europe. Shout out to Scotch Cheap Flights. I cannot get enough of them. Like every single time people are talking about flying between Europe and North America, I'm just like, gotta check out Scotch Cheap Flights, because we were able to get round trip tickets from Los Angeles to Madrid for $401 per ticket. You know, it was with baggage included. So, checked bag, carry-on bag, round trip ticket for me was $401, her ticket was $401, so $802 for, the round trip tickets. So Scotch Cheap Flights, I'll probably put a link or something up to that for anybody that likes to do international travel. Now, Madrid was just kind of a stopping point. We didn't really actually do much in Madrid. We just hopped a flight right over to Rome.
She stayed in the airport
right away. Yeah, we didn't even leave the airport. We just hopped over to Rome right away. Kind of wish we had stayed in Rome a little bit longer.
I know, I really wanted to see some of the things that we didn't get to.
Yeah, like our trip was kind of like speed dating Europe style. Like we hit 10 cities in 15 days, so some cities it wasn't really long enough to appreciate the city, and Rome was definitely one of those cities that we would have loved to stay in longer.
We'll have to go back someday, because
yes.
I really want to see a lot more of that.
Yeah, because really all we got to do was the Colosseum. We didn't get to see the Vatican. We didn't get to see the Pantheon.
The Colosseum was amazing, though.
We walked around a lot and, got to have some really amazing food. La Prosciutto Trevi or something like that. Again, I'll probably put like a little link right here. That place was amazing. The mozzarella was so fresh. It was this deli. It was this deli that makes sandwiches, like slabs of meat just hanging, and like the best mozzarella. And then we drove, so that was fun.
Never drive in Rome.
Yeah, sorry to any viewers from Rome, but your drivers are great. Like you're crazy. So I ended up, we rented a car in Rome, and then we dropped it off at our end location, which saved a lot of money on the Euro Pass, because it only had to be like $500 to rent the car, you know, as opposed to like one person's train ticket being like $800, and so that would have been like $1,600 for both of us. It was a really fuel efficient car, of course. It was like a Mini Cooper diesel.
I liked that car. It was cute.
Yeah, it was a good car. Great, great gas mileage, got us where we needed to be. So we drove from Rome to Venice. Got to Quarto del Tino actually. So it was just outside of Venice. We did take the train in that night just to kind of get hold of our bearings, and then we
did a walking tour of Venice that day.
The next day we did a walking tour of Venice that ended in a gondola ride, which was pretty standard Venice fare.
I liked it.
There was a pizza place right outside, like where we were staying at Quarto del Tino. That was amazing. The name is eluding me right now.
Yeah,
but,
I can't remember it.
I think I have I even kept a business card. That's how good the pizza was. And we're from Chicago. We're very picky about our pizza.
Very particular.
But this place was amazing. So again, I'll probably post a little link right here. Yeah, I feel like one day was enough for Venice. Like one full, because we were there the night before, and then we spent like a good full day in Venice. And
we had a really good tour guide. She gave us so much information.
Yes, that was a really, really good tour. The tours in most of the places were amazing.
Yeah.
Like the tour of the Coliseum that we had.
That was fun, and we got to go all the way up to the top level, which they had just opened that week.
Yeah. So
even our tour guide hadn't even been up there yet, and we got to go. We all got to experience it as a group together to go all the way up to the top.
Yeah, like that third level or whatever. They had just opened it up, which was awesome. It was cool going like underneath as well.
Yeah.
So much. Yeah, like I said, I kind of wish we'd stayed in Rome a little bit longer. Then we drove to Milan and had some panzerottis at Luini's.
Yeah, that was good.
Which were really good. Just get the basic stuff there. Just get the tomato mozzarella thing. Jessica made the mistake of getting the spinach one, and it had a lot of black olives.
I love spinach, but I hate olives.
She hates olives.
I'm sorry, Italy, but I don't like olives.
Olives are amazing. I like olives.
He probably
You're good in my book.
it, but I
well, minus the spinach. I'm a very picky eater, but I do like
spinach.
Spinach is alright. But yeah, no. I mean, it was. I don't want to call it fast food, but a lot of the stuff was pre-made, like made before you got there, so it had kind of like a fast food feel to it. Mm-hmm. You know, people just like got in line. The lines look really long, but it goes really, really quickly because most of the stuff's pre-made. So at a place like that, I would just recommend just getting the most basic dish, right? Because, I mean, like, at McDonald's, you get a burger. You don't go there for the salads. I mean, like, yeah, I don't want to compare it to McDonald's.
There's just a lot of different flavors to choose from. You're picky, so, I mean, I think probably anything there was probably very good.
I was expecting more from the strawberry chocolate one or whatever. I was expecting more of a strawberry flavor, I guess.
There's more chocolate with a hint of strawberry.
Yeah. Barely
chocolate's amazing.
Oh, yeah. You could barely taste the strawberry, but the tomato mozzarella was amazing. We went to the Duomo when we were in Milan.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, it was huge.
It was.
Like, I have not been in a cathedral that large before.
The stained glass was impressive, too.
We had a 3-minute video of us just walking from the back to the front. 3.5 minutes, I think it took. And we weren't, like, walking at a slow pace either. I mean, that place is gigantic. And then part of getting the ticket to the Duomo, we also got a ticket to the museum that was, that was connected to it, which was really cool. We took pictures of God.
The face of
God. Did we really do much else in Milan?
No, we pretty much just checked out the Duomo.
Yeah.
We were not in Milan for very long because we were headed up to...
Yeah, Milan, there's a couple of spots that were not originally in our plan. So Milan, we were originally not even planning on going to. We were going to drive directly from Venice to Switzerland. But it ended up working out. Got to stay at another place. The Duomo was amazing. Mm-hmm. Got to have some good food at Luini's. So that was a happy accident. Yeah. And then we ended up going from Milan to Grindelwald. The place we were staying was in Grindelwald, which is near like the Interlaken area. But we ended up going to Lauterbrunnen to take a lift up the Schilthorn.
That was amazing. That was probably my favorite part of the trip.
Switzerland is so gorgeous. Like, the water is so clean. You could just, like, walk up to the creek and probably drink out of it. And, like, happy cows everywhere.
Loved it. The air was so clean that it hurt my lungs. Because in LA, all we have is smog, so I needed the air to be a little bit dirtier for me.
Yeah. Switzerland, like, inch for inch was just, like, the most gorgeous place we were at.
Beautiful. Straight out of a fairy tale.
Yeah, we had a friend that used to live in Switzerland that kind of gave us some tips. She recommended that we do the Schilthorn instead of the Jungfrau, because I think the Jungfrau is more expensive. And it's also, I mean, yeah, the Jungfrau is taller than the Schilthorn, but Schilthorn had a great view. You got the James Bond experience. So like they've got that like rotating restaurant / James Bond museum from Her Majesty's Secret Service. So like there's a lot of interactive like kiosks and games and stuff that you can play with.
Plus you can see all of the peaks from there.
Yeah, like like you could see all the valleys. It was just absolutely gorgeous. Expensive. There's one thing about Switzerland is it was really expensive.
Yeah, I'm sure their quality of life is amazing.
Yeah. But yeah, it was just absolutely
waterfalls
gorgeous.
Coming out of the side of the mountain.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like that before.
It was if money were not an issue, I would go back to Switzerland in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
And stay there for quite a while.
Yeah.
And we were lucky too, because it was supposed to snow the next day, and it was going to be like snowing for 3 days. So we were on a day where there was like no clouds. I hear that clouds can kind of come out of nowhere when you're going up the Alps and stuff. So that was what our friend told us, being like, if it's clear, just take the lift straight up, because there was like 3 or 4 different lifts that went to the top, and you could get off and go to the observation decks, but she's just like, no, if it's clear, just go lift straight to the top, so that you've got the best view like right away.
It was clear all day for us.
Yeah.
It was amazing. It didn't cloud up at all.
Yeah.
We were super lucky.
Yeah. And I would not have wanted to drive on the side of the mountains when it was snowing, so I got lucky with that too. It was
scary enough. There were no rails.
Yeah.
They were narrow roads, but everyone was nice, and if they let us pass.
Drivers in Switzerland were so nice.
I wasn't even driving, and I was scared for you.
No, I got it. I had it. But like, if we were on the downhill and we were kind of catching up to the car, any moment that they had to kind of like pull off, there weren't many places to pull off, but where they could, they just let me pass. And Swiss drivers were really, really nice. Mm-hmm. Then we went from Grindelwald to Füssen, where Neuschwanstein and Hohenschwangau are. Jessica's a Disney princess.
Yes, I love Disney and I love my princesses, and I had to see the original
Sleeping Beauty's
castle, so that was pretty incredible. I did not realize that the whole thing was not completed.
Yes.
Which was interesting, and I wish our tour guide had slowed down a little bit so that I could soaked it in a little bit longer.
That was the one tour guide that was very efficient. He's like, we've got this, we've got this, we've got this, and here we go. Like, the thing is, they did also have a policy where you weren't allowed to take pictures inside, so it kind of makes sense that they, I mean...
But still, it would have been nice to just kind of soak it in and go a little bit slower.
Yeah.
You know, especially since there wasn't a whole lot to see inside, and the amount of detail in all of the rooms was incredible.
Yeah.
And I would have liked to really kind of...
Soak it in.
Yeah, and just really experience it a little bit more.
Yeah.
So I walked up all those winding stairs, and then I got to see the rooms for like 5 seconds. But it was beautiful. We did the walk around the side of the castle. There's a bridge, and it provided us an amazing view, which was really cool. It was a nice walk as well. Yeah,
that bridge was awesome. That was a good view. And also, as we were doing that walk, we got to get some decent shots of Hohenschwangau. We never actually went to Hohenschwangau. We only went to Neuschwanstein. Although, I guess the name's kind of switched every once in a while. So there's a board game called Castles of Mad King Ludwig, and he was kind of eccentric. I don't know if I would call him mad, but he was just like
other kings.
I've got money. I want to buy this, make this castle, and have Wagner come and play music for me.
He's very artistic.
He was very artistic, which I can appreciate. But there was, I think Hohenschwangau was originally called Schwanstein, and then they changed it to Hohenschwangau when they built Neuschwanstein and called that Neuschwanstein, and then they changed the names a couple times or some weird stuff like that. But yeah, no, it was really cool. Checking that out. And then we were originally the plan was to go to Munich because we thought that was close to where Merrick Productions were, and they told us actually that they were a little closer to Nuremberg, so we were going to meet up with them, but couldn't quite find time to meet up with Marco and Ali, but still got to do some cool stuff in Nuremberg.
Nuremberg was beautiful. I really loved the old Bavarian architecture that we got to see, and that restaurant.
Yeah, the oldest restaurant in Germany, I believe, is from 1419.
Yeah, I think it said the world.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it said
it was not just Germany, but the world.
Yeah, I mean, it's still around.
It was bratwurst.
Yeah, bratwurst. Yeah, I mean, they were grilling the wurst on the earth, right in front of you. And
I felt like I was sitting in someone's kitchen. It was really cool.
Yeah, and people wearing lederhosen and got that Bavarian feel.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
So we had we had the sausage, the sauerkraut,
and then potato salad.
Potato salad, right. And then, of course, the beer. We drank a lot more in Europe than we typically drink. We don't really drink all that much.
No, but we drink every day on our trip.
Because pop is expensive out there. I'm used to drink, soda. I'm from the Midwest originally, so we call it pop. But, because they don't have free refills, and technically I guess it's an import, or they have to import it from America, so pop is about as expensive as beer.
If you don't drink, do not order a liter of wine for 2 people. It is a lot more than you think it is.
We at one of the Italian restaurants I think it was in Rome, we accidentally ordered a liter. And I'm just like, Jessica,
that was a little much.
You know what a 2 liter of pop looks like.
I do, but it didn't. In my mind, it didn't seem like it was going to be that much because I was like, oh, it's only half of one. There's 2 of us, but I was forgetting that it was wine.
Yeah.
And
not beer.
Yeah, it got to my head a little bit, but it was delicious.
So had a lot of wine. Had a lot of wine in Italy. Had a lot of beer in Switzerland and Germany. And then after Nuremberg, we made another stop that was not planned. Originally, we were going to drive all the way, originally it was going to be Munich, all the way to Krakow, Poland, which would have been like a 9 or 10 hour drive. And so we kind of wanted to break that up. So we stopped off in Prague, which
was really cool.
Was, again, one of those, it was like a sleeper hit. It was not part of the plan originally, but it was a pleasant surprise. And
it was pretty. They had the largest, I'm going to say this right, astrological. I kept calling it an astronomical, which it was. It was astronomically large clock, but
Astrological.
It's an astrological clock.
And we found out that you're not supposed to say Spohem to people. Google Translate failed us on that.
Yeah.
Like our waiter was like, no. Like Spohem means bye, but that means like goodbye forever. Like something that you would say to your ex-girlfriend. Just be like Spohem. So it's like, oh, okay, it's like bye Felicia or something. So, but you know, they had a good sense of humor about it. I think in general they didn't take themselves too seriously.
They were very nice people.
Very, very, very cool.
And they had those really fun desserts. The cone, the sweetbread cone with like the.
Almost like churro or no?
Yeah, I kind of like a churro, I guess.
But
it had the Nutella inside. It was really good.
That was really good. Although I do have to ask Czech Republic, what is your fascination with KFC? I saw every single exit. It was just like KFC, KFC. Like we were driving all around the country, and there was KFCs everywhere.
I was a little surprised because I've never seen that many in America.
Right? Like I can't even tell you where the closest KFC to me in like.
I don't know.
Is there a KFC in LA? I mean, there has to be. There has to be, but like.
I just don't know where it is. We don't eat like that kind of food.
Czech Republic loves KFC.
Yeah, I was surprised how many there were, but we didn't eat at KFC. We went to a nice Czech restaurant and got some local cuisine, which was really good.
Yes. Yeah, and that's where the waiter was telling us about the whole Spohem thing. And then we drove from Prague to Krakow, which was a 6-hour drive or so. So that was one of the longer drives that we had to do. Krakow. We were actually in Krakow for my birthday. It was a very depressing birthday.
Poland has a very depressing history.
Yeah.
But it was very educational, fascinating, and my family on my mother's side is 100% Polish, and I was the first generation to go back to Poland in 100 years, and that was the area that our family was from, so it was really special.
What was the province called?
Oh, goodness. Galicia.
Galicia, yeah.
Yeah.
And apparently her maiden name Novak is like everywhere, so that's...
It's like...
not her maiden name, her mom's maiden name, I should say.
Yeah, my maiden name's not better.
Smith. Yeah. But yeah, there's like apparently Novaks everywhere in Poland. But first off, things were very affordable in Poland. Mm-hmm. The Airbnb that we stayed at there was only like 20, if you converted it to American, it was only like $23, and it was like an entire apartment.
I loved that apartment. It was so cute.
And we were right outside this amazing pierogi place.
Yeah, our tour guide said it was the best pierogi in Krakow, and
yeah, so we ended up having a couple of tours in Krakow, because since it was kind of so far out of the way, like we were driving 6 hours there and then 6 hours back, we wanted to stay a couple days in Krakow. So we, had a couple of tours, and it was the same tour guide actually that took us through like the Jewish ghetto, and he had like a master's in Jewish history in Poland or something like that. Mm-hmm. And then we're talking to him and like, oh yeah, we're gonna be doing this tour at the Schindler factory, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm heading that tour too, and so that was cool. But
I really liked that museum. Yeah. It was fascinating. It was big, and
that was probably our best tour guide because he was just so passionate about everything.
He was full of information. He kept telling the group, like, if I'm talking too much, please tell me. And we're like, no, please give us all the knowledge.
It was just absolutely fascinating. And you could just tell that he had dedicated his life to a lot of this. So,
which is refreshing because there's a lot of people that study things that aren't super passionate about it.
Yeah, which is, and it was a free tour. The first tour was free. Like, it was like those yellow umbrella tours or whatever. So if you're ever in Krakow, look for people with yellow umbrellas.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Because and they've got like these pamphlets that tell you like all these different tours that they do. Like there's this macabre tour where like...
Oh, I wanted to go on that, but I was too tired.
So the first tour, the tour of the Jewish ghetto, was free. I mean, you can tip the tour guide at the end. And then like there was like discounted rates for doing the Oskar Schindler Museum. Mm-hmm. Or, I mean, the factory, but it's really a museum.
Yeah.
Or an office building at this point, practically. But, Yeah, highly recommended there. And again, I will post the name of that pierogi place.
Oh yeah, we have
right
them.
here.
It's really good.
It's so good.
Best.
There was those pork pierogies. There was those strawberry pierogi. Sorry, pierogi.
Yeah,
I know.
Plural and singular.
Pierogi is plural and singular. So the strawberry pierogi. There was the cheese, bacon, and potato.
Yeah, that was good.
Pierogi. It was so good.
We need to learn how to make those better.
We ate at that place like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, it was amazing. Oh, they had really good stuffed cabbage too.
Mm-hmm. And then after Krakow, we drove back into Germany to Berlin. Did kind of our own walking tour, actually. Instead of paying for a tour, there was this website that Jessica found.
Yeah, and it just kind of took you stop to stop through all these touristy attractions.
It started at the
Berlin.
main parliamentary building or whatever, and then it went through
and they had
the
all the
tier.
information on the website about that little spot that you were at, so you kind of got to read up on it and experience it at your own pace. So we did that for the whole day.
Yeah. We were walking around Berlin the entire day. That was quite a tour, self-guided tour, and our phones were both dead by the end of that because I was using the Google Maps to figure out where we were supposed to go next, and she's like, "Oh, this is what this location has." Da 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 da.
Yeah.
It was really cool, but it was also a lot of walking with the GPS as well. So our phones got.
I
their
love
workouts
the Tiergarten.
Yeah.
I was amazed at how huge it was.
Yeah. Like the acreage.
500, I think it was. 500 acres.
We can post a correction to that.
I think it was 500.
Well, yeah, it was. And we also got to see the hotel that Michael Jackson held his baby out of.
I was like, I did not realize that was there. Right by the, not Checkpoint Charlie, was the other, that big, I wouldn't call it a
It was near the embassies also, wasn't it? Like the French embassies, the U.S. embassy, all that.
I forget what it's called. It's very famous.
Okay.
Been in tons of movies.
Yeah. Oh! I know what you're talking about.
It's like the gate from
Nuremberg
east
Gate,
to west.
or not the Nuremberg Gate.
No, the Brandenburg.
Something
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, Brandenburg Gate. We were already in Nuremberg. We're past that.
we're in a different part of Germany.
Different part of Germany. Yeah. So that was cool. And let's see what else. I mean, we did hit Checkpoint Charlie in Berlin as well.
That's when we met that one guy that wanted to know all about LA.
So there was at the end of our own self-guided tour, we ran into a guy that was asking if we would like a tour. And we're like, we've just been walking all day, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, wait, where are you from? And we're like, we're from California. And so he starts asking us about, all these celebrities. And he's like, yeah.
It was almost like we gave him a verbal tour.
We were almost giving him a tour of Los Angeles. So that was awesome. People in Germany were very, very friendly.
They were. I thought everywhere we went, people were friendly.
Yeah.
Except for this. There were some people who were a little, but
some of the older locals in Venice.
I mean, there wasn't a lot of room to move around to, so I could kind of see why.
Yeah.
I mean, we were kind of clogging up all the.
Yeah, when you've got a bunch of tourists clogging up walkways that are this big, and it's just come on, stay to the right, stay to the right. That's the rule. That's the rule. You gotta stay to the right. But in general, people were very, very cool.
Yeah, very nice.
I think part of that is that we were at least making an effort to try and speak the local languages.
The local languages, yeah. Thank you, Google Translate, most of the time.
Czech Republic was tough. Italy was tough. I mean, she's got a little bit of a Spanish background, so that kind of helped. But I mean, they're different.
A little bit.
They're different enough that obviously.
Yeah.
Italy was tough, but Switzerland and Germany.
Really good.
I speak enough broken German that I know that again, Swiss German is different than German, but they could basically understand what I was saying, and I didn't really need to use Google Translate all that much in those places.
Yeah. I let you do all the talking.
Yeah. In Poland,
that was a little tough. I know very, very little Polish. Luckily, most people understood what I was trying to say, so I was looking things up on my Google Translate, trying to refresh my memory because it's really not that great.
Yep. And then we ended our trip by driving from Berlin to Dusseldorf. Well, really, we were staying in Dusseldorf and took a train to Essen because we went to the International Spieltage, the biggest board gaming convention in the world.
So much fun! That blew my mind.
Yeah, we were there for 3 of the 4 days. We got to meet up with some big board game personalities like the Dice Tower.
Yeah, they were cool.
So talked to Tom Vassell, got a picture with Z Garcia.
And we talked to Sam Healy too.
Sam Healy. We talked to the guys that make like the Geek and Sun tables.
Yeah.
We talked to Eric Summer. We talked to most of the Dice Tower guys, like Eric Summer and all of them.
Right.
So
we
yeah. We tried to find Rodney from Watch It Played.
Well, we couldn't find him. I mean, he was just walking around like.
Yeah. So he didn't actually have a booth. Like
it was a little bit tricky trying to find him.
I think it was his first Essen, so he just wanted to enjoy it.
I bet he did.
Yeah, so that was really cool. We got to.
It was my first Essen, and it was great.
We got to demo a few games. We got to demo Gloomhaven, Photosynthesis, which we now own it,
yeah.
but we got to demo it when we were in Essen. We what else did we demo?
Tyrants of the Underdark.
Tyrants of the Underdark. Doctor Who, Time of the Daleks. Mm-hmm. Panic Mansion,
mm-hmm.
Potion Explosion.
Yeah. What was the one with the penguins?
Ice Cool.
Ice Cool, yeah.
Yeah, got to see like announcements for like that was also the day that
we demoed that too.
Pandemic Legacy Season
mm-hmm.
2. That was also the day that it got released, right? I think it got released in
and they were all sold out.
They sold out like insanely quickly. But there was it was cool because like it's not really a convention that you play a lot of games at. I mean, yeah, you get to demo.
There are a lot of places you can play games. There's just so
but you gotta wait in line to demo. It's more of like a consumerism kind of thing. Like they want you to buy a lot of stuff at booths, and there's a lot of cool panels and stuff where they were talking to designers,
mm-hmm.
and so like
those are cool.
I believe Vlad Schadl had his own booth.
He did. We missed him because we were playing Gloomhaven.
We were playing Gloomhaven, but he was like right next to us. Rob Davio, the guy that does the Legacy games, he I believe was talking in the.
We also got Christmas Tree, which is not in the United States.
Yes.
But we got to sit down and play with the creator, and he signed our box, which was really cool.
Yes, Christmas Tree was was actually recommended by the Dice Tower when they did their live podcast with the audience watching, and we headed over to Hall 8, which, if you know anything about Essen, like Hall 8 is kind of like no man's land, because like Halls 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, I think so.
Are the ones like I think Hall 2. I think Hall 2 was like Asmodee. Like the entire hall was like pretty much Asmodee.
There were so many halls. It was easy to get lost.
So many publishers, but like once you start getting to like Hall, 7, like you're more looking at.
7 was pretty poppin' too.
Yeah. I mean that's where the Dice Tower was, but like you didn't have any like big publishers per se. You didn't have like an Asmodee or I mean Fantasy Flight is part of Asmodee, and so like, but you didn't have Queen Games or whatever. But so I mean there were still some names there, and Gloomhaven was there too. But
it's a fun game.
Yeah. But like Hall 8, you're more getting to like hobbies and collectibles and like people that like to LARP with like actual like axes and cosplay stuff. So it was just this small little booth that blink and you pass it, but it was a really, really cool game. We got to talk with the designer of the game.
It looks super simple, and it's actually very more complex than you think.
It's a very, very thinky game. And by Clever Green is the name of his company. So it is a very clever game. I really do enjoy it.
We haven't even played hard mode.
We have not even played hard mode yet. We've only played like family and regular.
Yeah.
But no, that was really cool. So we've got a copy of a game that nobody can buy in America yet, or North America, maybe probably also South America. But
I don't know. I haven't been to the only place in North America I've been is the United States.
So I'm pretty sure that because of Tom Vassel's recommendation from the Dice Tower, they were going to get in contact with Cool Stuff Inc., which is a Florida-based company that sells a lot of board games really cheaply. So I think later this year it should be available.
I hope so, because it's a cool game.
Yeah. No, I hope that guy does well. So.
He's super nice.
Yep. And then spent pretty much the rest of the trip taking trains and planes and all that fun stuff back to Madrid. Yeah. Because our round trip tickets were to and from Madrid. So, yeah, that was
amazing.
That was our Euro trip. It was very, very enjoyable. Again, as I said way earlier, it's kind of like speed dating Euro style, but
we got a little taste of everything that we wanted to see during that trip.
And it just gives us kind of an idea that if we do go back to Europe, which we will.
Oh yeah.
It gives us an idea of where we want to spend a little bit extra time. Like Rome, we would want to spend at least a full week there.
Yeah.
Probably, because like a day and a half is just not enough.
There's way too much. There's so much history there.
So, and yeah, it is.
I also would like to go back to Germany too.
Yeah.
Like, I want to see Munich eventually, and then I wouldn't mind spending more time in Berlin.
Berlin is gorgeous.
Berlin is really cool.
Like for a capital city.
I
mean, I guess capital city.
People filming a Nike commercial.
Yeah. Yeah. Underneath that like giant roundabout with the statue on the top. They were
Lady of Justice or something.
Yeah. So cool. Anything else you want to say about the Euro trip?
No. I just want to go back.
Yes. We we only hit 5 countries. So I mean, there were still a lot of places that we didn't hit, like France or the Netherlands, or Belgium, or any of the Scandinavian countries.
Right. We didn't go to
Finland, Norway.
We weren't in the
Sweden.
UK either.
Didn't hit the UK. Yeah, the UK would be pretty cool.
I think I would enjoy that too. I'm also a little Irish.
Well, yeah, I'm also a little Irish, and my brother has been to Ireland and says
he
that
loved it, right?
the Guinness out of those well, first off, Guinness is his favorite beer, and the Guinness out of those taps is just so good and so fresh that he's just like, oh yeah, American Guinness just sucks.
Well, I mean, just to speak on
ruined it for him.
All of the beers that we had, they're like way better than the beers that I've had here.
I mean, Sam Adams Oktoberfest is good.
Yeah.
In America.
Yeah.
That's about it.
But as far as like American beers are concerned, they're not that great.
Blue Moon. I mean, it's a Belgian style, but it's made in Colorado.
Yeah, but the stuff that I had in Germany was better.
Oh yeah.
A million
German
times
beer
better.
was amazing. Yeah. I had Dunkel.
The dark beer,
beers.
yeah. Hefeweizen.
Yep. So very enjoyable. We will be back to you, Europe. But with that, I think we will sign off.